Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Sara and in today's video I am here to remind you that there is never just one way in life. Before we begin, I just want to mention subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed this message, and also all of the mandalas that you see on my channel are drawn by me. I hope you enjoy them, and without any further ado, let's get into the video. So I know you probably heard this millions of times, but my channel is here to not just teach you something new, but to also remind you of the important things that we hear millions of times but tend to still forget, okay? And this is that your possibilities are endless. Okay, how many times you have heard that in your life? Probably countless, okay? And how many times have you truly let that sink in? Well, that's why I'm here, okay? Guys, there is never just one way in life. And I know that the society that we live in is trying to paint a picture like as if there is just one way in life. And that one way is usually goes something like this. You get born, you're a little baby, you're free then, okay? You're free when you're a baby, thank God. But then when you're like 6 or 7, or maybe even earlier in some countries, I don't know, but in my country, usually around 6 or 7 years old, you start school, okay? So that's checkpoint number 1 that you like a quote unquote have to do. Then the next part of this one way in life that the society really likes is then you go to the high school or college, and then you get to work. Then you sit on a nice little 9 to 5, and hopefully you do that same repetitive job over and over again for the like next 30, 40, 45, 50 years, maybe even more if you can, the more the merrier, right? And then the next thing that you should do in this one way of life that they portray is get married, of course. Yay, most important day in your life is chaining yourself to a contract, and then have kids, of course. And I'm not here to say that any of these steps are bad. If you want to do any of those things, or are doing or have done, it's all alright, okay? But I'm here to remind you that if you are a person who wants to do something outside of that like sketch of life, I would say, that society just put on us, like poof, you have to do this, there's like a big connotation that you like have to follow this one way in life. For example, I have personally struggled a lot with me not wanting to work a 9 to 5, and like my family, my friends, people who I just meet, or something, people from all different groups come in and then start telling me, oh, but you have to do it. Like, there is no other way. How do you expect to earn money if you don't do a 9 to 5? How do you expect to live? Like, there is just one way for them to earn money. It's through 9 to 5. Or like, you don't have a meaningful relationship if you are not engaged or married or have kids. For them it doesn't work like that. And I'm here to tell you guys that is totally faulty, and you should stop listening to that, okay? That's why I'm here to remind you and myself, because reminding yourself of something that you already know is always good. Repetition just makes it sit in your head better and easier. So there is no just one way in life. No matter in what type of situation you currently are, or have been, or will be, it doesn't matter. No matter what people say, no matter what odds, quote unquote, are for you or against you, there is never just one way of things unraveling, okay? We live in the infinity. That is the whole name of this channel, infinity in everything, because I can tell you infinite amounts of stuff about this floor right now, okay? Everything is infinite. So there is no way that there is just one way for your life to go, or for this story of yours to unravel, okay? And the best part of this is that you have the freedom of choice, okay? Haha, we have the freedom of choice, guys. Let's go, let's celebrate that a little bit, okay? Let's take a deep breath. and realize that we truly breathe out, okay? But realize that truly you have the power of choice. You have that ability of choosing what do you want to do next, okay? And every little thing that you do builds your story in its unique way. So, for example, you're walking somewhere and there are two paths, or like, for example, you know just one path of getting, let's say you're getting to a railway station, okay? And you know only one path from your house to the railway station, okay? You know only one. And in your imagination, in your universe, there is no other way possible for you to get to that railway station from your home than that one path. But then you start walking and you accidentally end up in a quote unquote wrong street, but you decide to keep walking forward, and you go, and all of a sudden you see the railway station, and then you realize, oh wait, there was not just this one way, it was the only way that I knew about. But that doesn't mean that other ways don't exist. You know what I'm trying to say here, right? So just because you can't think of, for example, let's say you want to manifest a perfect partner or manifest a lot of money or whatever, and we all tend to ask ourselves, but how is it going to happen? How? Like, let's say you want to manifest money, but how am I going to get money if I don't work a 9 to 5? As I said from my story earlier, people would say like, but how do you expect to have money if you don't work a 9 to 5? Well, there's a plenty of ways that you can just get money. You can get it as a gift, you can find it, you can win it somewhere, you can get a job that's much easier or fits your purpose, you can sell something, you can go to a thrift shop, find a valuable piece for $3 and upsell it. You know what I mean? There's like endless possibilities. You can just find like a stack of money that you or somebody has been hiding for like decades, and then you find it. You can forget about even having it, and then you find it. So there is millions and millions of ways. Like, there is a possibility that, I don't know, a delivery driver knocks on my door now and delivers a package with $300 in it for me. Okay, there is a possibility for that. And how do I know that that is possible? Well, because my beautiful mind can think of it. So if you can think of it, it exists. But just because you maybe can't think of a way right now, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, okay? I hope you get what I mean. Okay, guys, I'm trying to send my messages in these videos like as humanly possible, like straightforward and very like easygoing, so that you can understand it the best. And honestly, I just love that way of communicating messages. I think that's the most natural. There is no reason for me to say any like random words to sound smart. No, this is literally how it is, okay? This is literally how it is. So possibilities are endless. There is never just one way in life. And if you feel like you don't want to follow this one way that I have mentioned in the beginning of the video, like go to school, work, have kids, die, and if you don't want to follow that, well, follow my channel and follow your heart. First follow your heart, then follow my channel later, okay? But follow your heart. Possibilities are endless for you. You don't have to live this standard life. You don't have to live this one way, okay? There is never just one way. We live in the infinity. There is infinite amounts of ways or whatever, amounts of stories, amounts of events, how this can happen. There is infinity in all of that. So just make sure, after listening to this video, that you sit with yourself and truly think about it, because this is truly knowledge worth infinite amount of anything, okay? Because we live in the infinity. So guys, possibilities are endless. There is never, no matter your situation, there is never just one way and now you have to do it. It's never like that. Even if somebody held you at the gunpoint, like there is still not just one way of this story ending. Okay, there is infinite amounts of ways. Okay, they can literally slip on a banana peel and fall, and then you're free. Okay, it can happen like that. A falling piano. Okay, it can happen. It can happen. Possibilities are endless. I'm very hype about this because when you start to think about, like, oh my god, possibilities are endless, it can come like this, like my desire can come like this, it can come like that, it can come like this, like it's so crazy. Just try to think whatever you want. Try to think about it, like, let's try to think of most amount of ways that I can think of this coming true for me. Okay, stop with the negativity. Don't think about how this ain't gonna happen or how there's no way and that's impossible. No, 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 no. Leave your logical part of the brain somewhere else. Okay, leave it outside to chill. You gotta understand there's infinity in everything. It's never just one way of life. You don't have to follow it, and just follow your heart, guys. Okay, so I hope you got today's message. I hope you enjoyed today's drawing as well. And guys, I really enjoy making these videos. I am very happy that I'm doing this, and I hope you enjoy too. So if you do, subscribe, like, leave a comment. And
Audio cut off, but I love you and have an amazing day.